I'm the perfect beta tester for this, by the way, because I came in January and they kept telling me how to do an ELP. And I have a specific student that's been waiting since January to do this, and I had no idea what they were talking about. So when they implemented this, I immediately started using it because now I know what I'm supposed to do. I actually did receive an email at this step, which gave the document to me, the preliminary evaluation. Let me go back to that real quick. I did the same thing. I went through, there were 4 classes for this particular student. I went ahead and specified, yes, they should be able to take these ELPs, and this is what I expected from them, their certifications, an essay, and a couple other things to show their major learning objectives and their experience actually line up. I went ahead and then signed it, uploaded the document, went ahead in. By the way, this is a single task, and we just keep upgrading the percentage of the task, making a note within each event. Yeah, I just go ahead and then change it back to Terry. Go ahead and make my note, update my percentage, and send it off. Then it goes back to Terry. It's that simple. It's actually, this one particular ELP has actually come back to me for the second stage. And I just got an email no more than 5 minutes ago from the student. And I know that that task is sitting in my inbox. I know that right now that the bottleneck is me, and that it's my responsibility to move forward and get this student's ELP done. We're also setting, I believe we're setting dates for each one of these individual steps so that we know we have 7 days to execute that part, so that we know there's a timeline or a window of opportunity to get that ELP completed within that time. So, okay.
I mean, tied to this is our policy that what we're doing now, I think this is what you were trying to ask me before, we are only going to allow students to do ELP in the fall and the spring. There will be no summer, and we're going to give them windows of dates so that, you know, we're not having a student come in at the last hour, December 1st, want to get an ELP so they could graduate in December. That's not going to work. So we're each semester we come up with the dates that we want, that we will accept ELPs until that date, and then if nobody comes in until that point, then it goes into the spring.
Shane, did you say each task is 7 days?
No. Actually, this is a single task. We're just updating the percentage, but we're going to define a number of, our time period for each step of this individual task, so that we know that I have 7 days from receiving step 7 to complete it. And this will possibly, we're looking at the workflows for this as well.
Yeah, once we get to the workflows, a lot of what we're doing right now is going to be automated. But right now, the college was not ready to support workflow management. So they told me to put it in the task. That's why we're doing it this way. But it's okay, because we're learning the process.
And it's far superior, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the area that this is under, it's all under tasks?
Yes, correct. One single task. For each student, there's one task.
Okay.
And we just keep updating that.
And we keep updating it, so there'll only be one task at the very end that's kept as a record for that student.
And every time you change the percentage, it keeps your notes from before.
Yes,
Well, you have to add the note, but
You
yeah.
add new notes,
Yes.
but it keeps your way.
We actually put our name and a date,
Okay.
so that we know the order of everything.
Is this amenable to other disciplines?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it's just in our department, but the hope is that our prototype will be extended beyond just
Be
our department.
extended, yeah. Here we go with the advising again. I know I'm going to write your piece. But see, the advising that you do is the advising that we do too, you know, so we're all doing the same thing.
That's why I'm here.
One of the things we found too is that what we'd like to do, the reason that, and you have to know that Shane really helped us with a lot with dates and times and percentage points and everything when we started working on this, because we have found then that we need to find out from the student, what if something is deadlocked and it's held there? And so Terry's cue then is to say, whoa, wait a minute, this has been sitting there for a week, what's going on? Why hasn't the student responded or the faculty member responded?
And that's why I'm hopeful for the workflows, because in a workflow, if it sat there for 7 days, on the 8th day, somebody's going to email, make multiple people. What's going on? Why is nobody moving on this task? Sorry, you had a question about that?
I was going to ask the same thing that he did.
Okay.
That, you know, if it could be used in other departments and to be set up the same way, automatic emails and that kind of thing.
That makes session to conduct.
One would hope that all the deans would pick up on something like this.
Right, at this point, it's just our
It's
department.
just our department that's doing this right now.
Right.
But if all
Or
the
ELT.
deans, and of course, my policies too are not mine, but CCIT policies, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, maybe some deans don't care when they do ELPs, that it doesn't matter to them. You know, this is just the way we're functioning right now.
We'll back it up for a small.
Than most departments do, yes, we do.
Okay, and then after Shane is done with his piece, then it comes back to me again, and I send the assessment payment form to the student. And this will go with an email that gives them instructions on what they need to do. They can also, if they are a person who's taking all their courses online, they are able to just contact Thomas Oliver in the business office and give him a credit card payment over the phone to do this. And then they would just have to mail this form or email this form to the business office so they could put their signature on it and then get it back to me.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. We're finding as we're starting to go through this process that there are things that they can do with these forms that can help us. Like if they will accept an electronic signature instead of us, pulling it down, making the person sign it, scanning it back up. If they would accept those electronic signatures, we wouldn't have to do another step could be taken out of this process. And we're working with those people. We're talking to them.
I'm working right now with marketing and public information to get their okay, go ahead on those forms, and they're working on revamping them so they can be electronically signed if that is accepted.
I don't know if this might help you, because somewhere in the process you're going to deal with Adobe PDF files as well, probably, somewhere
Yeah.
in here.
All of these pretty much are PDF files.
Now, have you seen Acrobat? Adobe Acrobat has just added an approved stamp with your signature and a date and time stamp. And it's visible, and you can shrink it down or expand it up and place it. It's movable. So it's visual, not just electronic, like hidden in a code. So I've been kind of playing around with that. I don't know if that might help, but it's like an
Make
approval
notes of that.
stamp.
We're looking into, yeah.
Okay, so at this point, after I've sent this to the student, I'm basically waiting on the student. And we've decided that if I don't hear anything back from the student within a couple weeks, I'm going to go ahead and contact the student again and say, hey, are you still interested in moving forward with this? Are you just, needing to wait a little bit to gather the funds, which is a lot of times the case. In fact, I did receive one back on one we're working on right now that said, okay, great, I will let you know as soon as I can get the funds together, because this particular student is doing 6 courses at one time at their ELT.
And the cost has changed too. This is another area where, it's coordinating with the rest of the college, because the website is saying $75 a credit hour. No, $100 right now, which is $75. But today, $78 and change is really what it is. So we have to coordinate. Nancy's working with them now to see if they can change the website. They fixed it?
Yes, they fixed it.
So we're finding things out that are helping too as we're going along.
If an assessment is closed, can it be real?
As far as if the student decides they don't want to do it right now, but they want to pick it up later,
They would have to reapply.
They would have to,
Have to reapply.
okay. And they don't get a refund.
No, they're,
well, they generally, if they've paid the money, they're going to go forward with it.
right.
So it's just if they decide they don't have the money at that time and
So
decide
that
not
is
to
an
do it.
interesting question, because what if they get hung up in the assessment area? They've already paid the funds, but now they're taking out. So that might be something to
That
think
would be
about.
extenuating circumstances.
Okay. There's the big E, exceptions to the rule.
Line 17.
Okay, and once the student would then make his payment, I receive the form back, Then I will go to the assessment outcome form, fill that out, and then I will then task that to Shane, because he is the next step in that then, to have him go ahead, and this is basically letting him know, okay, the student has paid for their ELP assessment, and you can go ahead with the ELP process now. Anyway, and Shane, you can go ahead and
Okay.
start with your part.
Again, this is another example why I'm not perfect beta tester for this, is because I'm actually at this step right now with the student. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do because I'm brand new to this whole thing. So I would actually look at the, and I don't know that she updated the percentage. Did you update the percentage?
Oh, no, I forgot to.
If she updated the percentage, I would actually just go down the list, okay, it's at 35% or 70%, and I know, okay, here's my step. Although I don't know what percentage it's gonna be at. I think that's where it's
It
at
would
right
be
now.
at 35
Okay,
right now.
so it is where it's supposed to be. So I would open up the task, I would see that it's at 35%, so I know that that task is completed. And now here's my next step. Now this is where I'm actually gonna go and evaluate the documents, the certifications, the essays, and just basically determine whether or not the MLOs match the student's experience in the courses he's trying to ELP. Once I've completed that, go ahead again, edit my document.
Oops. Wrong one.
That's fine, I mean, update the document.
Yeah. And it's, this bottom is updated.
Sorry?
This is what you would
Right, I'm sorry.
complete on.
Whether or not I'm going to approve or disapprove the ELP for each of the courses that he's actually ELPing, and then I will go back into my task and modify the task with my percentage complete to 70%, change it back to Terry Dobson, and make a note with my name and date. Again, it can't get any simpler than that, and I'm telling you, when I came in here in January, they kept telling me ELP, 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 ELP. I didn't know even where to begin in this process.
Now, can you assign permissions to the tasks? 'Cause I went to all the SharePoint trainings and I brought this back to my department. I like stuff like this, technology, et cetera. Oh, I don't want that on there, and I don't want this on there, and I don't want that on there. You know, but I want to use it for the
And you
different.
can set permissions at any level. You
for
can
tasks.
even
Okay.
inherit permissions
Right.
from above. And you can set unique, specific ones at any level. At any document, you could stop anybody from looking at it.
Again, this uses the Microsoft domain type infrastructure for permissions, as well as, there was a question earlier about changing the order that we display content. That goes back to the programming aspect of things. If we get permission to actually custom code this, we can build any type of application we want, to SQL Server, to an Access database, to a video game. I mean, it's that flexible in terms of what we can do if we get that right to program it. So,
One of the things I was thinking as I started going over all of this was that I'm going to look to see if maybe Jamie would put together just a permissions little seminar for us and go over all of the permissions and how you grant them, how you remove them, how you inherit them, those kinds of things to help us for all the documents right now that we have out there.
I actually have a question, because I did not go to any of the training. I'm actually a software developer, I'm familiar with SharePoint, CRM, workflows, that type of thing. But in looking at this process, it is a single task that we just keep updating. Is it possible that if this gains enough traction and other departments, other deans see the value, maybe the admin or the developer group will actually create a custom application that would do this process for us?
That would be wonderful.
And just take our ideas and.
Just take our ideas